What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mess Hall from Mess Hall Digs, coming at you live and direct to give you a what sold video. I'm going to show you what I got, what it sold for, about how long it took to sell, what was going on in the dome piece when I purchased these items, and yeah, that's the intro. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mess Hall Digs. I'm a part-time reseller. What that means is I got a full-time job and this is my side hustle. It's because I just want to make some extra money every month. I like to enjoy the greater things in life. When I go to Texas Roadhouse with my family, which there's 6 of us, I want everybody to get their own steak. I don't want to have to get one steak and we all got to share it because we can't afford everyone to have their own steak. Because, Texas Roadhouse, you got to have some deep pockets to go to Texas Roadhouse. I love what I do. I love life. And I love you guys for being here with me. All right, as promised, jumping right back in. So the first avenue we going to approach is yard sales, right? So your boy's yard selling. Now it's starting to get a little colder. Winter is upon us. Not as many yard sales nowadays, but I was able to hit one up last weekend. I picked up this Mr. Potato Head. So he was in like a Ziploc bag, and he had a bunch of different parts to him in this Ziploc bag. Lady wanted $1.50 for it, so I went ahead, gave her the $1.50, scooped Mr. Potato Head. Now, I just bought it on a whim, just for nostalgic reasons. I had a Mr. Potato Head when I was a kid. Got it home and looked up some comps on eBay. If you search Mr. Potato Head on eBay, like 4,500 different variations and listings come up for Mr. Potato Head. So I was like, okay, so how am I going to get mine to differentiate itself from the others? So I decided to check the date on the bottom of the potato head, and it was a 2010 Mr. Potato Head. So that automatically kind of separated myself already. Because a lot of listings are just Mr. Potato Head, blah, blah, blah. Play School, Mr. Potato Head, blah, blah, blah. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, blah, blah, blah. So what I did is I put 2010 Mr. Potato Head, lots of accessories. And I was thankfully able to put one together and then just took a picture, dumped it out of all the rest of the stuff that came with it. And actually sold in 3 days. So $1.50 into 17. Not something you want to make videos about. But I want to just kind of tell you the process of elimination on how to differentiate my potato head from the others. Item number 2 on this list, also from a yard sale. So that these are the 2 items that I found from this one sourcing place. Yard sale, garage sale. Nice. I feel kind of bad about this one, but it's in my blood. I've been a thrifty individual my whole life. I grew up in the Ashby flea markets in Berkeley, California, in the Bay Area. I've been negotiating and bartering my whole life pretty much. So I'm at a yard sale. I find this beautiful insulated Remington hunting jacket. Now, of course, it's hunting season. Hunting stuff is selling really good right now, so that's a tip for you. Always look out for anything camo hunting related. So this guy had this hunting jacket. He wanted $10 for it. I should have just gave him the $10, but I couldn't help myself. I said, I got $7 in my pocket, man. $7. And he was like, all right, I'll take $7. But what made it worse is like I pulled this wad of cash out of my pocket, and like I'm passing the 20s, and I get like a 5 and 2 ones and hand it to him, and he's just kind of looking at me like, I'm like, yee. So $7 I paid for this jacket. I sold it for $45 on eBay. Took about a week and a half and it sold. Next sourcing spot I want to cover, these actually were both purchased from Ross. I love Ross. I can't tell you how many times I've found just like the coolest sneakers ever at Ross. Of course, they don't have boxes at Ross, so you always have to sell your sneakers new without box. But I've found some really great sneaker finds at Ross, and I always dig through the clothing rack and the hats. Speaking of hats, I found the Seattle Seahawks hat. Now, this is what I would recommend to you. I dug through about 40 different hats they had for sale. Now, this Seattle Seahawks one was a very unique, retro, old school style trucker Seattle Seahawks hat. That's why I picked this particular one, because it stood out from the rest. It was different. It was a lot different than a normal. I've seen so many hats in my lifetime because I do sell a lot of hats on eBay. This one just stood out. Had that retro inspired, new era trucker joint. It was $9.99. I picked it up. I put it on eBay. It sold really fast. It sold in like 5 days. And it was just one of those things where you just know. Sometimes you know. You just see it and you're like, no, that's something different. We got something different here. So that's what made me buy it. $10. My cost, $30. Shipped out already. This next item is another Ross find. Now, I have done some videos in the past where Ross tends to misprice things sometimes. I found a really cool Rams jacket that I think was mispriced. It was $9.99. Same went for this Jordan hoodie. Now, they had 2 of them priced at $9.99. Now, you know Jordan's a huge seller. Anything Jordan brand, especially the shoes, sell all the time. It's something that will always be worth money. So these were 2 brand new hoodies with tags still on them. $9.99. I bought them both and I sold them both. And I sold them for $37.99. So I turned $9.99 into $37.99. Easy money. All right, the next stop on the mess hall gravy train is the antique store. Probably my number one favorite place to thrift, favorite place to dig, favorite place to source. And I go over it all the time, and it's because antique buyers rent out these booths in these big warehouses usually. The place I hit up is this huge warehouse, and it's broken up into like 65 different booths, right? So the antique dealers, they specialize in certain things, but to spruce up their little booth or to fill in empty space, they'll put stuff that they find, the same thing that garage sales or other thrift stores, they'll just put it in there to fill up space. But a lot of times, these certain things that they're just using as space fillers aren't really their specialty, but they know there's some value to them. So these are an example of that. So I found these Adidas University of Tennessee team issued snake eyes. They were $5 at this antique booth. I knew they had some value because they were vintagey looking. And I know the University of Tennessee is sponsored by Nike now. So all I had to do was kind of put the puzzle together. When did they end their sponsorship with Adidas? When did the Nike sponsorship start? Kind of retraced my steps. I think it was around 2010 or so. And so I sold these. I had them. These did stay on my store for a while. They're probably on my store for about 4 months. But I was asking a lot of money for them because there was nothing else like it on eBay. Finally, this guy just kept messaging me. He's like, I'll give you $30, man. Come on, give him. Because I had them for like 75. He's like, $30. And I just, I kept saying, give it some time. So I finally gave in. I was like, all right, man, $30, they're yours. End of the day, he was happy. I made money on the deal. So, hey, it's a good sale all around. So this next item, same deal. But it's at the same antique store. But I think the guy that owns this booth, I've never met him. I've never been there when he's been restocking. But he keeps his booth pretty stocked. And I think I'm the one that he probably earns the most money off of. I've bought so many things from this guy's booth. And it's because he has such a wide variety of things there. He has hats, he has shoes, he has clothes, he has lamps, he has mugs, he's got carpets, he's got like old antique kitchen utensils. He's got dolls. I mean, it's just a bunch of different weird stuff in his booth. So I'm pretty sure he just picks what he can and just throws it in there. I've probably bought over 15 hats out of his booth, and he keeps them stocked. So I'll pick up the ones that I like. I'll go back 2 weeks later. He's got new hats out there. So I found this Pong hat at his booth. Now, it's not like a retro 80s Atari Pong hat. It's or a vintage one. It's more of a retro style. But it is an Atari exclusive Pong hat. And I sold it for $27. I paid $2, which is why I love this guy's booth, because he prices everything so cheap. A lot of it is kind of, yeah. But a lot of times, you catch them slipping. I saw the Pong hat, had the Atari symbol, had the Atari tag in the inside. I said, "That's a winner, chicken dinner." Here we go. So this is what started it all. This is what started the mess hall madness. Sourcing from the crib, from my own house. Now my wife is borderline sneakerheadish like I am. I was like, all right, so what's up with these shoes? Like, I don't see you wearing them a whole lot. They just collecting dust in the closet. Can I get them and throw them on the store? She's like, yeah, go ahead. I'll just get something else. So, very great condition. I mean, she didn't wear them a whole lot. They are worn. They are used. They are pre-owned. I didn't keep the original box, but they still sold for $109 on eBay. So, like I said, look around your house. Stuff that you bought a year ago that you're not really into, don't really wear too much anymore. That's what you start with. Start with that stuff. Nerf guns, man. Nerf guns. So my son, about 4 or 5 years ago, was all about the Nerf guns. And now he's about all out of Nerf guns. Because he don't play with them anymore. They just sit in his room. So when I'm cleaning up, I just gather up the goods. I bring them into my photo studio. And I start snapping pictures. Now, this particular Nerf gun that he used to play with a lot was from about 4 or 5 years ago. It was like a Black Friday Christmas deal. I think I paid like $49.99. Got a super good deal on it. It's a battery operated. Shoots the little foam balls. I didn't have any of the foam balls left, of course, because, they shoot them all over the house. They get vacuumed up. They get thrown away. I had the clip. It still worked. I tested it. Everything seemed to be working fine. He even had like some stuff that he drew on there, like he was trying to draw little maps of where the enemy might be on his weapon and stuff like this. But it ended up selling for $42. I got positive feedback from the buyer. So in other words, it was $42 that was just laying around the house that my son was collecting dust in his room. So I scooped it up, posted it, sold $42. Probably only stayed on my store for about a week. So Nerf guns is huge. Huge Nerf guns, man. Big market for Nerf guns. New, used, older ones. The next one I have that I got my eye on, he still kind of messes with a little bit. But it's like a Nerf sniper rifle. And it's 10 years old. And I've seen a couple comps on it. I've been kind of just spying. I mean, it's like a $35 weapon, man. $35 Nerf gun that I'm just waiting for him to put down finally for the last time. So check out your kids' old toys. Legos, bulk Legos, things like this sell, man. Talk about some thrift store finds. So yes, I buy a bunch of stuff from thrift stores. I think I spent about $90 tonight outsourcing some items. I got some really cool things though. I actually found a pair of Baby Jordan Foamposite purples. Hold on. Let me go grab them for you real quick. Yeah, you heard me rustling. Through the bags. So I picked these up. These are the purple camo Nike Foamposites, but as you know, I call all baby shoes Baby Jordans. Perfect condition. Look at these things. I don't think the Churns wore them. Churns didn't even wear these. And last but not least, One of my better sales of the last couple weeks was this beautiful vintage Cincinnati Red starter jacket. Now, these are the kind of jackets that were like the must-have items when I was in middle school. You wanted this old 90s, mid-80s starter jacket, and that's what this was. Beautiful condition, had a couple little dings here and there, but I paid $5.99 for it. I listed it at $90. A lot of the comps were around the $75, $85 range. I went a little bit more than that because mine was in such pristine condition. Took about 3 weeks, but someone from Germany bought it. So I got the $90 I was seeking. $5.99 at the thrift store. Flipped it for $90. And that'll do it for today. I'm exhausted. I don't know how you feeling, but I'm exhausted. I worked a full day at work. I went out digging. Came home, went through my goodies that I picked up, and I made this quick video for you guys. So, hope you had a good time. Hope you learned a few things. Maybe found some bolos. And until next time...